Our guest for tonight has a remarkable life story. He has been featured in ABS-CBN's Maalala Mo Kaya, GMA Kapuso Mo, Jessica Soho, and many other prominent shows. Without further ado, mga ka-whiskey, mga ka-low-barkada, let's all welcome JV Badile.
Pinaampon ako sa isang mahirap na pamilya. Yung nanay ko, nag-uweteng lang, at may maliit siyang sari-sari store, tas yung tatay ko kargador lang. So bakit ko sinasabing lang? Kasi maswerte na sila kapag kumita sila ng 80 pesos to 100 pesos per day. And take note, we live in a 20 square meter squatter's house in Bukawi, Bulacan, and literally we're 10 in the family. We use a public toilet, 10 houses, isang toilet lang yung ginagamit, and sobrang hindi maganda yung situation namin doon sa bahay namin. So there was a point in my life, in my elementary until high school, kinakailangan ko magnakaw. I had to follow my brother na magnakaw, hindi lang dun sa maliit naming tindahan, kung hindi sa ibang tao, ibang establishments, ibang businesses. Kasi kung hindi ko siya gagawin, bubugbugin niya ako. And presto, mula elementary hanggang mag-high school ako, araw-araw akong binubugbog. I was a jeepney barker, naging takatakboy ako, naging street peddler ako. Hoy, alam mo, Bri and Direk, kahit high school na ako, hindi ako nahihiya. Nagtitinda ako sa kalsada ng Bukawi, Bulacan. Wala akong pakialam kung i-judge nila na, di ba yun yung valedictorian? Di ba yun yung presidente ng student council? Naglalako ako ng banana queue, ng kamote queue. Wala akong pakialam. Kasi for me, wala naman akong ginagawang masama.
Yeah.
Di ba? Tapos, naging private tutor ako. Yun yung pinakamatagal kong trabaho mula elementary, high school hanggang mag-college ako. Pinaaral ko yung sarili ko. Tapos, tinulungan ko yung family ko. Sobrang dami kong pinagdaanan na ilang beses kami nakuhaan ng kontador, binabaha yung loob ng bahay namin. Tapos, ilang beses kaming napalayas, 7 yung Bombay na pinagkakautangan ng nanay ko. So, name it. Name it mula elementary, high school hanggang college. Kahit na after college we're still poor after college because we're 10 in the family.
How were you able to shift to get you to where you are today?
Siguro malaking bagay sa akin yung academic background ko. Bakit? Kasi the academic excellence that I have in my school made me realize na ayoko na nitong buhay na to. Kasi parang some people would say na, hindi ka ba nadala? Ba't di ka naging mechanic? Ba't di ka naging magnanakaw? Bakit lumalaban ka pa rin at hindi ka sumuko sa buhay mo? My academic excellence made me realize, ayoko ng ganitong buhay. It made me more matured to think na kailangan ko makaahon dito. So my mindset started to change bata pa lang ako. Eh nasa elementary pa lang ako, alam ko yayaman ako at para yumaman ako, kailangan maging matino ako, kailangan makagraduate ako ng pag-aaral, kailangan hindi ko isipin na yung past ko or yung pinagdadaanan ko would hinder yung success towards me. So that pivotal moment is when I realize that I have to get out of this poverty.
And you have a choice.
I have a choice. Nowadays, particularly Gen Zs, naku, pasensya na sa mga Gen Zs dyan. Kayo yung baka matama. Hindi naman lahat. But, you know, in my organization, if you manage thousands of people, you would know by experience na Gen Zs, some of them, and other people in general, they are really taking things personally. Konting problema, iyak. Konting gusot, hihinto ng pagtatrabaho. Kahit na napakadaming pinagdadaanan sa buhay, you need to get up, you need to work, and you need to make all of these people believe in your cause through following you. Hindi dahil tinatamad kang mag-work, hindi dahil, I mean, you know what I mean? If you take things personally all the time.
So, Direk Gerald, JV, ang topic natin for tonight is we want to talk about and share with our ka-whiskey, mga ka-low-barkada, leadership that works today.
Nako,
Yan.
alam mo yung topic na yan, siguradong maraming tatamaan dyan.
Pag-usapan natin dito, kwento mo sa buhay. Kasamang mga pogs, ilabas lahat ng tunay. Mag-relax na tayo, sober man o tipsy. Aral makukuha mo sa Life Over.
Welcome to Life Over Whiskey Special Series, where we feature thought leaders and those who have honed their craft. In partnership with Podtruck, SMX, Finest Media PH, and of course, VoiceCon PH 2025. My name is Brian Ordiales.
And I'm Gerald Smelzade, and welcome to the show.
Direk J, Magandang gabi sa'yo.
Magandang gabi sa iyo, sir.
Andito na naman tayo sa SMX and I'm excited to introduce our guest for tonight.
Sino ba to, Bray?
Bigatin to, Direk, kasi alam mo, napakahaba ng intro niya. Pakilala ko na,
Sige,
mga
sige.
ka-whiskey, mga ka-lobarkada, our guest for tonight has a remarkable life story. So much so, Direk, that he has been featured in ABS-CBN's Maalala Mo Kaya, GMA Kapuso Mo, Jessica Soho, and many other prominent shows. He has also been interviewed by respected figures such as former Vice President Leni Robredo, Karen Davila, and numerous other TV personalities across television, radio, and digital platforms. He is widely recognized in the insurance and business industries for his exceptional leadership and trailblazing success. Some of his accolades include the Philippines insurance industry's youngest and fastest promoted agency manager nationwide. Nag-join siya sa Sun Life at age 24 and promoted as agency manager at age 27, 3 years. He is also Asia's youngest master agency awardee, awarded for 6 consecutive years, among many accolades. Beyond his success in insurance, JV is a thriving entrepreneur. He owns several yogurt, milk tea, and fruit ice cream brands, restaurants, and a pharmaceutical company. Grabe. Proving his versatility and strong business advocacy and acumen. Without further ado, mga ka-whiskey, mga ka-lobarkada, let's all welcome JV Badile.
Hi, magandang gabi. Thank you so much, Bri, for that introduction. Ako nagsend nun, no?
Ikaw nagsend nun.
Hi, Direk. Magandang gabi. Thank you so much for having me here. I love your truck. I mean, I love it. I can live here.
Thank you.
Pwede ba?
Pwede
rent this? I love this. I like it.
Thank you so much, JV, for being part of this show. And ito talaga sa Life Over Whiskey, we feature real stories from real people.
Thank you.
And so, Direk Gerald, JV, ang topic natin for tonight is we want to talk about and share with our ka-whiskey, mga ka-lobarkada, leadership that works today.
Nako,
Yan.
alam mo yung topic na yan, siguradong maraming tatamaan dyan.
Oo, lalo na I would say we are now in the transition of trying to understand what works in this generation. But before that, JV, alam ko na feature ka na sa maraming shows, tsaka alam mo yung storya mo na naikwento mo na. Pero if you may oblige ang ating mga ka-whiskey, mga ka-lobarkada, can you please share a little background story of how you grew up?
Sure, I would do it. So anyway, Bri, siguro one thing I'd like to acknowledge with this session that we are doing right now, I love to do this. Kahit na maraming beses ko na siyang na-share sa ibang tao, kahit na na-feature na yung story ko sa MMK, sa KMGS, I really love to share my story because for me, that's my purpose in life. My purpose in life is to be a strong message of inspiration, impact, and influence through my story, through my struggles, through my successes, so I can change people's lives. Kaya doing it over and over and over again, I love to do it. I love to do it. So I would share to you my life story. Hindi ko ipagdadamot because this is a blessing to me by the Lord. So I was born in a very poor family in Bukawi, Bulacan. As a matter of fact, I was adopted. So mayaman yung biological family ko. Unfortunately, when I was born, I was the third in the family. Pinaampun ako sa isang mahirap na pamilya. Yung nanay ko, nag-uweteng lang, at may maliit siyang sari-sari store, tas yung tatay ko, kargador lang. So bakit ko sinasabing lang? Kasi maswerte na sila kapag kumita sila ng 80 pesos to 100 pesos per day. And take note, we live in a 20 square meter squatter's house in Bukawi, Bulacan, and literally we're 10 in the family. So hindi ko alam, I mean, this is probably half of our house. This truck, doblehin mo to, yun na yung bahay namin. Tapos literal abot mo yung ceiling, ganun kaliit yung bahay namin. We use a public toilet, 10 houses, isang toilet lang yung ginagamit. And sobrang hindi maganda yung situation namin doon sa bahay namin. Then, I have 2 foster brothers. The other one is a drug addict. The other one is a thief. At yung kuya ko na yon na magnanakaw, inuutusan ako magnakaw. So there was a point in my life, in my elementary until high school, kinakailangan ko magnakaw. I had to follow my brother na magnakaw, hindi lang dun sa maliit naming tindahan, kung hindi sa ibang tao, ibang establishments, ibang businesses. Kasi kung hindi ko siya gagawin, bubugbugin niya ako. And presto, mula elementary hanggang mag-high school ako, araw-araw akong binubugbog. As in, hindi yung bugbog na palo, hindi. Yung bugbog na may sugat. Yung bugbog na may malaking pasa. Yung bugbog na literal nakakalad ka rin ka, tatadyakin ka.
In short, parang ni Rumble.
Oo.
I was really abused physically when it comes to that particular a case with my brother. Tapos, to cut the story short, nahinto na rin naman siya, but it took me years na bago ako umamin, bago ako nagsabi doon sa foster family ko. I was a working student mula elementary hanggang mag-college ako. I was a working student. Naging barker ako ng jeep. Hindi lang halata, kasi parang mayaman ako.
Mayaman lang.
Iba na yung nagawa ng budget. I'm trying to visualize it.
Kung totoo ba yun?
While you were saying your story.
Sobrang layo na kasi. Like, from that time, nagsimula
sabi ko, how can a person na who dresses well and at the same time who speaks well,
thank you,
na yun ang pinagdaanan. I'm amazed. Ngayon pala because this is the first time I heard the story eh. Galing.
So, ang daming mong odd jobs nun. Working student ka.
As in like elementary pa lang, I had to send myself to school kasi my parents couldn't even afford a 100 peso worth of clothes. Kaya kapag Christmas party sa school namin, kapag recognition day or graduation day, I was wearing a uniform or, alam mo yung kamisa chino na panloob ng barong, yun yung suot ko. Yun ang palagi kong suot kapag recognition day or kapag graduation day or Christmas party or whatnot. Ganun yung life ko. Kasi nga my parents couldn't afford to buy kahit 100 pesos, hindi afford ng family
ko. Pero tama ba yung original family mo, yung totoong pamilya mo talaga, pinaampong ka, sabi mo, di ba?
Pinaampon ako.
Pero well-off sila.
Well-off sila, pero sakto, nung pinanganak ako, nagkaroon ng family problems.
Okay, gets.
Meron namang reason.
I was wondering, okay, why?
Oo. Meron namang reason, but the catch here, direct, is tatlo kami magkakapatid nung time na yun. Nabawi yung dalawa. Ako, hindi ako nabawi. Tapos, nasundan pa kami ng 4 pang kapatid. So, ibig sabihin, do your math, 6 na kapatid ko, maganda yung buhay kasi naka-recover sila. Ako nag-iisa, mahirap. Ako ay napunta dun sa isang mahirap na pamilya. Tapos hindi na ako nabawi. Well, eventually, my biological mother passed away at the age of 41. So, ang nangyari, nabaliktad yung mundo. Naghirap din sila, nahirapan sila. My brothers and my sisters were not able to finish school nung time na yon kasi hindi talaga kaya. Kasi nga breadwinner ng family yung biological mom ko. So, namatay siya. Ako naman, on the other hand, dun sa family ko, literal na mahirap lang kami. I was a jeepney barker, naging takatakboy ako, naging street peddler ako. Hoy, alam mo, Bri and Direk, kahit high school na ako, hindi ako nahihiya. Nagtitinda ako sa kalsada ng Bukawi, Bulacan. Wala akong pakialam kung i-judge nila na, di ba yun yung valedictorian? Di ba yun yung presidente ng student council? Naglalako ako ng banana queue, ng kamote queue. Wala akong pakialam. Kasi for me, wala naman akong ginagawang masama.
Yeah.
Di ba? Tapos, naging private tutor ako. Yun yung pinakamatagal kong trabaho mula elementary, high school hanggang mag-college ako. Pinaaral ko yung sarili ko, tapos tinulungan ko yung family ko. Pero eventually, naging maayos naman kami ng biological family ko. Kumaga nung una, nagtanim talaga ako ng sama ng loob kasi hindi ko lang ma-share in detail ngayon. Baka abutin tayo ng 3 oras.
Yun yung buong show.
Oo, sobrang dami kong pinagdaanan na ilang beses kami nakuhaan ng kontador, binabaha yung loob ng bahay namin, tapos ilang beses kaming napalayas, 7 yung Bombay na pinagkakautangan ng nanay ko. So name it. Mula elementary, high school hanggang college, kahit na after college we're still poor after college because we're 10 in the family. Even though I graduated accountancy in FEU, kahit na presidente ako ng buong student council ng buong FEU, pagpasok mo pala ng corporate world, back to zero pala. It's a level playing field for everyone na, lahat tayo. Hindi dahil student council president ka, hindi dahil national Ayala yung leader ka, you're of advantage. Pero lahat tayo magsimula from scratch. Akala ko after graduation, yayaman na ako Alam mo yun, parang, akala ko after graduation, yayaman na ako. Ito na, nung gumagraduate ako, umiyak ako na parang sabi ko, oh my God, maahon ko na yung pamilya mo sa hirap. Di pala. Mas mahirap pala. Kasi, I mean, not for anything, mas lumaki yung obligasyon mo kasi nagtrabaho ka.
So from what I'm getting, yung family kumupkup sa'yo, yung nag-ampon sa'yo, yun ang parang pinaka-tinitreat mo as your real family.
Yes. Dahil since birth, we're talking about of my 3 months. 3 months pa lang ako, pinaampun na ako dun sa foster family ko. Yung nanay ko, Nanay Mary, that's the name of my nanay, and my tatay, Tatay Max, who unfortunately passed away 2 years ago.
Pero si Nanay Mary, buhay pa?
Buhay pa si Nanay Mary. At the age of 70, sobrang lakas. Nagbabike pa araw-araw.
Siguro proud na proud sa'yo, no?
Ay, naku, pagkausapin mo yung nanay ko, papalapit ka pa lang at alam niya ang intention mo para sabihin na masaya ka kasi nakilala mo siya or dahil anak anak ka ni JV or something like that, iiyak na yun. Sobrang iyakin nun. Ng nanay ko.
JP, what was the pivotal moment na naghihirap ka pa? What changed? How were you able to shift to get you to where you are today?
Siguro malaking bagay sa akin yung academic background ko. Bakit? Kasi the academic excellence that I have in my school made me realize na ayoko na nitong buhay na to. Kasi parang some people would say na, hindi ka ba nadala? Ba't di ka naging drug addict? Ba't di ka naging magnanakaw? Bakit lumalaban ka pa rin at hindi ka sumuko sa buhay mo? My academic excellence made me realize, ayoko ng ganitong buhay. It made me more mature to think na kailangan ko makaahon dito. So my mindset started to change bata pa lang ako. Nasa elementary pa lang ako, alam ko yayaman ako at para yumaman ako, kailangan maging matino ako, kailangan makagraduate ako ng pag-aaral, kailangan hindi ko isipin na yung past ko or yung pinagdadaanan ko would hinder yung success towards me. So that pivotal moment is when I realize that I have to get out of this poverty.
And you have a choice.
I have a choice.
Pero ang ano ba, I don't know kasi to some other people, sabi nila, minsan, yan yung gasolina eh. 'Di ba? Yung pinagdaanan mo. So, nung mga time ba nung bata ka, kaya ka ba naging successful din? Kasi, naging go-getter ka? Kasi, kahit pa paano nakaramdam ka ng inggit.
Oo. Totoo. Dahil,
I think hindi siya maiiwasan.
Oo, hindi siya maiiwasan. And that inggit is not bad after all. Kasi una, wala naman akong ginawa against the person na kinainggitan ko. I really just realized, I want that. I want a computer. I want a television. I want a good house. I want a telephone at the very least. I want a good clothes.
Life.
I want a good life in general. So, nainggit ako. Totoo yun. Pero more than the inggit, na-inspire ako na alam ko kasi bata pa lang ako, yaman ako eh. Alam ko sa sarili ko with the way I think, the way I work. I'm very hardworking. Oh my God. Name it. Simula madaling araw hanggang hating gabi, I was studying and working at the same time. Nag-aaral pa lang ako nito Tapos after graduation, ganun din. I still carried the same discipline of working so hard. Believer kasi ako ng work hard and work smart. Hindi ako believer ng work smart only. Kasi imagine mo,
if you... Sabi ngayon ng mga tao.
Agree ako sa kanya.
Sabi nga ni Francis, kung walang shortcut, kailangan meron ka pa rin hard work bago ka mag-work smart.
Nothing beats hard work for me. Kahit matalino ka and all, kapag ikinombo mo yon, oh my God, you'll go places. Imagine mo, madiskarte ka na matalino ka pa, tapos masipag ka pa. So, yun yung baon ko. Until now that we speak,
hindi mo pwede tanggalin yung sipag. Tama siya. Kalokohan yung sinasabing work smart. It's just a cliche na ginagamit ngayon ng mga tao, but in reality, there's no shortcut.
Kailangan pa rin magtrabaho.
Pwede naman mag-shortcut ka, pero siguraduhin mo yung shortcut din yung buhay mo. Diba?
Saka yung mga shortcut, yung mga fly-by-night success, mabilis lang din nawawala yun eh. Yeah. Pero kapag the foundation of your success is rooted since you were young or since for a very long period of time, grabe, hindi mawawala yung success na yan sa'yo. Because the discipline and the mastery of the craft, that would make the foundation so strong that you'll retain on top for very long.
I think, Direk, bukod sa senior mo that you know, growing up, that's kind of like your fuel and that helped you set up who you are today. Yung success mo din, nahone din siya sa student leadership mo di ba? When we talk about leadership that works today, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, sinabi kasi na ang formula nila is dun din as a, parang the people you also hire are leaders, student leaders.
Yes.
So, would you say na you being a student leader when you were in college, that really helped hone kung ano yung leadership mo today, being as successful as you are?
Yes, definitely. I think the discipline and the exposure helped me a lot. Kasi nung, hindi lang college, since elementary, I was already an officer of ours.
Officer ka rin ba? Okay.
Elementary pa lang, hindi ko alam if it's a good thing, pero pabibo na ako. Alam mo yung tipo, kailangan presidente ako, kailangan head ako, kailangan...
Go-getter talaga.
Oh my God, name it. Pati yung pagiging, I'm a dancer. No sample naman hindi tayo kasya dito. But kidding aside, even being a dancer in my dance club, I was even the president. Ganong level. So simula elementary hanggang high school, hanggang mag-college ako, I was always part of the student council and that helped me boost my confidence at the very least. That's number one. Na naging sanay akong humarap sa lahat ng tao, nagkaroon ako ng confidence to be really exposed in so many other activities in life. That's number one, confidence. Number two, I think communications. Napakalaking bagay na simula bata pa lang ako, nagsasalita na ako. So, you know, it naturally hones you to become a better speaker. And I would always believe that one of the essential skills of leadership is communications. Dati kasi soft skill lang yun kailangan magaling ka magsalita. Kailangan magaling ka communicate. Nowadays, it's a must. You need to help yourself be a good communicator because that's part of the whole leadership process. And lastly, siguro, yung critical thinking, na ability, nakuha ko yun sa student council eh. Kasi sa student council, parang everyday may problema ang estudyante. At ikaw yung takbuhan. So, kusa ka na lang, alam mo yun, gagaling. Kusa ka na lang magkakaroon ng critical thinking pagdating sa pag-solve ng mga problems. And I think dala-dala ko siya until now.
Kalay mo, kung parang negosyo na rin yung pinapatakbo mo.
Matapos walang sweldo.
Yeah, walang sweldo. So, na-own ka na kahit walang reward, walang incentive, you get to put in the work.
Pero ang gusto ko itanong sa inyo, since ang topic natin is yung effective leadership, ang tanong ko kasi ganito yan eh. Maraming debate kasi kung ano ba talaga ang totoong definition ng magaling na leader. Kung paano ka ba magko-communicate sa tao mo or sa peers mo. So, ang tanong ko ito, maraming klase kasing leader. May leader na tyrant, which is kinakatakutan ka. So, people would follow you because they are scared of you. And then there's another group of people na mahihiya sila sa'yo because mataas ang respeto nila sa'yo. So, ang tanong ko ito, ano ba dun sa dalawa nag-work or meron kayong sarili nyong, I would say, patterns or sinusunod?
Siguro, since bata pa lang ako, student leader na ako, na-expose ako on the context of servant leadership. I wanted really to discuss about servant leadership kasi hindi siya masyadong popular eh.
Yes.
Kasi kapag sinabing servant leadership, there's a lot of sacrifices. There's a lot of pagpapaubaya. There's a lot of considerations that you need to do na in one way or another, if it's in the business world, hindi siya acceptable. Kasi sayang kita, sayang ang resources. I mean, you know what I mean? Servant leadership, it's really sacrificing something, doing something beyond what's expected for you to do. It's doing things beyond, above and beyond, to be able to serve people. So more than to earn, it's to serve people. Ikakabit ko yung salitang transformational leadership. I think that's the kind of leadership that I have right now. I want to become a transformational leadership that all of my people, kasi I work in the insurance industry, di ba? All of my people, thousands of people, I want to be the reason why they were able to transform their lives. Whether it's because of my system, it's because of my structure, it's because of my activities, it's because of my leadership in general. I would always be on the context na gagawin ko lahat para mabago yung buhay mo. So, doon ako sa serving. Doon ako sa transforming. Kesa doon sa, I'm a leader and you have to follow me because I have authority. Parang tapos na tayo doon. Not tapos, pero I think tapos na yung era na yun. Old school na yun.
Nagta-transition na tayo.
Yeah. So, from authoritative kind of leadership to democratic kind of leadership to I think ngayon napapunta na tayo sa transformational kind of leadership.
Yeah.
And so, nag-transition siya for a time.
Hindi lahat agree doon kasi hindi siya glamorous.
Hindi siya glamorous. As a matter of fact nga, maliban sa hindi siya glamorous, nakaka-haggard siya. It's really on the other side kasi nga, you serve.
You serve eh.
Diba? And instead of you earning so much money and probably just sitting on your couch dahil
and telling your people, do this, do that, ikaw na bahala dyan.
Nakakapagod kasi kailangan mo silang samahan, kailangan mo silang turuan. Alam mo ba, kahit agency manager na ako, I still do my own training. Kahit agency manager na ako, we call it caddy, yung sasamahan mo yung agent mo para mag-present sa mga clients nila. I still do that.
And I'm sure kapag ka-critical na talaga at hindi pa masyado magaling mag-presensya, kailangan ikaw mag-step in.
Oo. Kumbaga, all of the works, ginagawa ko pa rin siya until now. Number one, I'm young. Kaya pa ng energy ko. Bata pa ako, 30 lang ako, di ba? So, kaya pa natin. But more than that, I think it's my love, concern, and care to my people na kung gusto ko talagang i-fulfill yung purpose ko. Because my purpose is to be a strong message of inspiration, impact, and influence. So, for me to be able to fulfill my purpose, I need to help them. And that's transformational leadership.
Galing, no? Alam mo, since kanina napapansin ko na talagang you're very structured in a good way. Kasi may structured person na hindi maganda, diba? Pero yung sa'yo, ang galing kasi alam mo yung strengths mo. Yung napansin ko. So, dahil alam mo strengths mo, tatanungin kita ngayon, ano ang top 3 qualities mo as a person?
Wow, top 3 qualities. Sige. Physical ba? Or Kasi kung physical, una ko sasabihin yung mata ko, maganda yung mata ko. Pero speaking of mata, I wanted to start from that. I think, number one, I'm a very visionary person.
Okay.
Gawin kong leader kasi parang mas gusto kong matag as a leader than one of the members of an organization. I'm a visionary leader. Ako yung tipo ng tao na yung next 5 years ko, yung next 10 years ko, klaro na sa akin anong gusto kong mangyari. Which means, I translate that to my people. So kapag ikaw nag-join ng organization ko, mag-uusap tayo, magkukwentuhan tayo, tapos tutulungan kitang buuin yung vision mo. Kasi kapag wala kang vision, wala kang sinusundan eh. So ako, even, oh my God, I have to tell it to this camera right there.
Sa mga ka-whiskey natin.
Oh my God. Ang vision ko, magkaroon ng sarili kong building.
Wow.
And meron ng layout yung building. May layout na, may architectural design. Pambili na lang ng building yung wala. Pambili na lang yung location yung wala. Kasi pero ganun kaklaro.
You're gonna speak it into existence. Ang tawag dyan, vision casting. Diba? You're casting that kind of like imaginary net. Because you want it eventually, ma-attract mo yun na mangyari. Imagine, may blueprint na, may 3D render na ba yan?
May 3D na nga.
Meron na ba?
Pero syempre, it's just a guide. Not to mention that it really helps me wake up in the morning knowing that you have a vision.
Yeah.
Knowing na alam mo kung saan ka pupunta. At ang pinakamahalaga dito, alam ko kung saan ko dadalhin yung mga pinaghirapan ko. And alam ko kung saan ko dadalhin yung my people.
Yes,
the people who believe in me, who support me. Alam ko kung saan sila dadalhin. Kasi nowadays, yung mga tao sa paligid mo na umaasa sa'yo, they would want to follow you if alam nila kung saan ka pupunta. Pero kung naglalakad ka lang at susunod lang sila sa'yo, blind following without direction, without end goal,
wala kang purpose and goal.
At the end of the day, mawawala sila. Kasi saan ba pupunta yung leader ko? Saan ba pupunta tong si JV? Hindi namin alam kung saan siya pupunta.
So visionary, ha?
Visionary is number
Wow,
one.
visionary. What's number 2?
Number 2, I'm a very, how do I say it? I'm a very
compassionate.
I like it, pero strategic person.
Strategic.
So ako yung tipo ng tao na tama ka, may structure ako, pero I'm a very strategic leader dahil mahilig ako sa problem solving. Mahilig ako sa problem. Ayoko talaga ng problem, pero sige, tuwing may problema, I know how to solve it. Tapos, di ba, number 1 nga ako sa aking kumpanya. Number 1 ako in one way or another to everything that I do. Kasi ang mentality ko sa buhay, gagawin mo na lang, galingan mo na. So ako yung tipo ng tao na in every situation, I have a strategy. Yung isusuot ko today, paghahandaan ko yun kasi ito yung klase ng tao na imimit ko, yung pabangong gagamitin ko, yung strategy na i-apply ko mula sa pinakamaliit hanggang sa pinakamalaki, that is the kind of person I am. I'm a very visionary leader and at the same time, I'm a very strategic leader. And lastly, siguro, one thing I wanted to share to people, pagsasamahin ko na lang, I'm mentally tough and emotionally resilient.
Okay. So, visionary, mentally tough, and resilient.
Oo. Bakit mentally tough and emotionally resilient? Kasi, nowadays, particularly Gen Zs, naku, pasensya na sa mga Gen Zs dyan. Kayo yung matama. Hindi naman lahat. But, you know, in my organization, if you manage thousands of people, you would know by experience na Gen Zs, some of them, and other people in general, they are really taking things personally. Konting problema, iyak. Konting gusot, hihinto ng pagtatrabaho.
Mental health.
Minsan, ako, I believe in mental health. I believe that you have to protect your mental health.
But
you need to have
sometimes it's just an excuse eh.
Yeah.
Let's face it. Hindi ko nilalahat, but sometimes it's an excuse of being lazy.
Ako siguro, more than ignoring it, because I'm not ignoring it, more than protecting myself from being mentally health, umi-extend ako to the level of patience. Kasi sabi ko nga sa'yo, there was one instance, nagda-drive yung driver ko, nakasakay ako sa likod, nakabangga siya. Tapos, lumabas din yung owner nung nabangga namin. Galit na galit, nagsisisigaw, but I was so calm. Tapos, nilapitan ko siya, nagsettle ako, tapos bumalik ako ng kotse ko, hindi ko pinagalitan yung driver ko. You know why? Because ayokong maantala yung araw ko just because wala ako sa mood.
Yeah.
So, kahit na anong nangyari sa paligid ko, I would assess it with grace, with calmness. Kasi sobrang mentally tough ako na kahit na napakadaming pinagdadaanan sa buhay, you need to get up, you need to work, and you need to make all of these people believe in your cause through following you, hindi dahil tinatamad kang mag-work, hindi dahil, I mean, you know what I mean? If you take things personally all the time, if you were that kind of person na laging may drama sa buhay, po social media,
excuses ka.
Oh my God, I don't post in social media when it comes to my problems in life. I don't do that.
Pero alam mo,
I don't.
JV, grabe, no? Malayo na. Malayo na tayo from day one mo.
Thank
layo
you.
na, di ba?
Maraming salamat.
So, since napakalayo na at mamimit mo ngayon yung past self mo nung bata ka, yung mga pinagdaanan mo lahat.
May salamin ba dito?
Wala naman. Pero you're looking at your former self. Puso ngayon yan di ba?
Ano ang sasabihin mo dun sa batang ikaw?
Ako, number one, your past does not define your potential. So if you have a bad past, it's a story being written to you by the Lord para ikwento mo sa ibang tao. Baka mamaya your story is other people's survival's guide.
Yeah.
I love it. I love to tell people na yung storya ko, ginawa ni Lord. Ginawang masalimuot ni Lord. Grabe lang, Lord, sobrang masalimuot. Pero okay lang, tatanggapin ko yun. Nang bukal sa puso ko. But it could be the guide of other people for their survival. What's more important is the potential behind it. You have the potential to lead people. You have the potential to be passionate on your craft, which is sales on that level. Gagamitin ko siya at hindi ko hayaan na yung past ko would hinder me kung saan man ako gustong pumunta ngayon. I think that's one. And last siguro message ko sa kanya is, I am so proud of you because you did not give up at all. Not a day. Not a day. Alam mo yung kahit may pinagdadaanan ka, I can't remember a day in my life na I'm not okay. Pero because I'm not okay, I just slept or I just stayed in my house. No. I cannot remember any single day in my life na hindi ako okay at dahil hindi ako okay, I canceled my meeting or I did not attend an activity or a commitment. Never ako nagpa-apekto sa buhay ko whether maliit or malaking bagay. So I'm proud of you, JV, because you fought your battles and you keep and continuously winning.
And alam mo, you wore that as an armor talaga na yun yung storya mo and you're proud of it. Diba? Na pinagdaanan mo talaga. It had to be that way for you to be who you are today.
Pero, Bray, tignan natin kung gaano katibay si JV.
Wait lang, magiinuman ba tayo?
Hindi.
Sorry.
Tignan natin kung gaano siya katibay. Dahil, kwentong mental health. So, ikaw, kamusta ang mental health mo?
Kwentong mental health. So, we have here lifeguards. Ayan, lifeguards in partnership. Life Over Risky lifeguards namin to in partnership with Untolds. So these are a set of questions. Mamimili ka lang ng isa and then you will read it out loud and answer it.
Sure. Sige.
Lang.
Kahit ano na lang, no? Oh, sige.
Tignan natin.
Apaka-cheesy naman itong tanong na to. What is life?
Ay, grabe.
I mean, I'm an essay writer way back in high school to college. I would always write about life as a topic in my essays. And I think one thing I remember is life is what you choose to be.
That's beautiful.
Bakit yon? Kasi sa daming nangyayari sa buhay natin, you can define that as your life eh. Yung mga circumstances, yung family that you have right now, yung pinagdadaanan mo ngayon, that is life in general. But life for me is more than that. It's what you choose to be. Dahil kung pinili mong magkaroon ng magandang buhay, kung pinili mong maging masipag, kung pinili mo na maging successful, that is the life that you will be having. And I think choosing is always part of my life. Like kung sinasabi, the poverty that I have right now taught me the value of every peso. But the success that I have right now taught me the value of every decision. Kaya, life is a decision. It is a choice.
Grabe.
Bigat naman itong what is life.
Tama.
Hindi ko naman
napagandaan. Kasi alam mo, never lies yung mga cards namin because, you've gone through so much in life. And I like what you said na, siguro takeaway ko na direct, no? Ako, ang takeaway ko talaga, each and every moment in our life is a decision, is a choice. And you can always use the power of reframing. Na it had to happen to you because it's the learning you need for you to become a better version of yourself. And siguro one of the takeaways ko din sa'yo definitely is hard work, being able to put in the work and gawin mo ng maganda, gandahan mo na, galingan mo na. And lastly, my takeaway is, as much as Filipinos are resilient, we have to really work on that. Regardless kung ano mang face tayo in life, always make sure that you take care of yourself so that you can fight the good fight at longer as well.
Alam mo, Bri, nalulungkot ako that Filipinos are no longer as resilient as compared to the level of resilience we have before. I do not know social media. Is it because of social media?
Partly.
Yeah. Is it because of politics? I do not know na, hindi ko na talaga alam, hindi ko na naiintindihan. Nalulungkot ako that many people are not as resilient as compared to before. Kaya, your pod track, it's really a good avenue to inspire these people, to teach them resilience. Kasi kailangan na natin magtulungan eh. In a world where everyone easily gives up, pod track is, wow. Pod track is the way for them to realize and understand. To be heard, diba? Then for them to also realize na may mga tao na may mga pinagdadaanan, it can inspire them. Then make it their inspiration to step up more.
Galing.
And to be resilient. Kasi nga ang dami ng hindi resilient ngayon. Nakakalungkot talaga.
How about you, Derek? Ano takeaway mo
ako,
sa usapan? Ang dami, di ba?
Ako, ang takeaway ko lang is, the old you doesn't define the new you. Yun yung sa akin. Kasi, kahit gaano ka, I would just, ilalagay ko lang sa context na gano'n, yung galing ka sa wala. Diba? Galing ka sa wala, galing ka sa hirap. Kumbaga, parang sinasabi lang, pag galing ka sa hirap, mahirapan ng umasenso yan. Di na asenso yan kasi walang connection yan. But in reality, ayun yung testimonial. Living proof. Na kaya. Diba? May Manny Pacquiao. Mayroong Isko Moreno, may JV.
Wow.
Diba?
May JV ba? Medyo na-pressure ako ng very light doon, but I like it. Thank you so much.
Ang ano lang doon is that habang buhay ka, may pag-asa.
Yeah.
Hindi pwedeng hayaan mo na lang na, sige, tinanggap ko na mahirap na lang ako.
You're not romanticizing naman yung yung rags to riches. Kasi medyo na yun eh. Medyo pasunay tayo dyan eh. But it's more on really knowing that may possibilities eh.
Yes.
And when you believe in the possibilities, the more it can come true. And I think yun yung sinasabi niya na from the very get-go, yung mental capacity mo to really see yourself beyond the circumstance, beyond what life has given you, yun transformation. Transformation is seeing beyond the form and changing it, shaping it the way you see it. So even before, now, walang-wala ka pa, you are the soy. The JV to be, so to speak. Grabe, kinikilabutan ako. But, grabe, thank you so much, JV. Maybe we can invite people. Nako, ito na yung portion where we'll invite you. If you like this leadership talks and you want to hone yourself, your confidence, your own unique voice, in-invite ka namin to attend VoiceCon PH 2025. Kung hindi ka mamabot ng 2025, next year meron ulit tayo. And it's
baka naman pwedeng magkaroon ng part 2 ngayong taon.
Part 2 pwede. Pag-isipan natin. But we're really excited to bring this to people just like JV to help people be inspired and make them realize that they have a message worthy of sharing. So guys, check out voicecon.ph. JV, saan ka ba nila makikita?
Well, I'm very active in my social media account. So, I'm very active in Facebook. Just type JV Lazaro Badile. You may check mark.
You may check mark. Yan ang gusto ko.
Yung kulay blue na check mark and all. Alam mo, napakalaking bagay noong MMK and KMJS ko because I was able to resonate my story through the films, through all of the interviews and opportunities like this. Kaya dumadami din yung mga followers natin. I don't really consider them as followers. I really consider them as my starfish. Kasi sila yung mga, medyo it's a long story about the starfish thrower, pero sila yung mga kahit papaano na move mo, na engage mo, na inspire mo. And I'm so happy that my Facebook page, my Instagram page, which is JV Badile din, yung pangalan, ay dumami yung mga followers because of my story. It's not because of my fancy gadgets. It's not because of what I wear. It's not because of fashion. It's all because of my story. And with that, I thank the Lord for the blessing and the gift of story. Kasi kung di niya ginawang masalimuot yung buhay ko, I could be less than inspirational today. And I am very happy that I have that gift of story. Sana yun na yun.
Thank you for being...
Sana doon na tayo continuously to reaping all of the blessings.
And thank you for being somewhat of a lighthouse dito in the Philippines.
Thank you.
Check out you then. I think you will also launch your series, right?
Wow! Dito na ba? Yan, hindi muna dito. Pero sige,
check out yun na lang. Hindi pa. JV will release some of videos, kanyan. Is it gonna be on your YouTube channel?
Siguro, since yun lang naman yung pinag-uusapan muna natin for now, I really want to do content creation. Kasi I'm doing content creation naman ngayon. However, it's not really focused on specific niche. For now, parang alam mo yun, it's really just to inspire people. Yung mga random videos lang and all, but I want to make it official. I would want to make it official to a vlog type level.
Ayan,
kasi madami na ring nagre-request. Kasi marami rin tayong mga kaibigan from the show business industry, from the finance industry and all. And maybe to interview them just like this. This is my inspiration as well. Could be a great avenue as well to inspire people. Kasi kung ang gagawin mo naman, hindi para kumita, but to inspire people, then why not keep on doing it?
Yes.
Katulad nito, di ba? I'm sure one of the main objectives of your pod track is really to encourage, to inspire, to empower more people on the medium that you do right now.
Yes. And with that, Direk, maraming salamat, JV, Direk Gerald, mga ka-whiskey, mga ka-low-barkada, thank you so much for watching. Sana marami kayo ng pulot na aral. We will see you on the next episode.
Stay pogs!
Stay pogs, guys!
Podcast na naman with Gerald at Brian. Aral lang pulutan sa inuman at kwentuhan. Pinagsamang veterano, parehong talentado. Ihanda ang may katbaso sa lames at intabado.
Big Eyes Production.